Yes, sir.
Brand new LCP.
Right now, you guys are locked into the first ever sports only bonus episode of that LCP. One more time. The first ever sports only. A lot of shit has been going on in sports this week. Now, we're going to try to keep this episode between 15 to 20 minutes. This is the first time I am doing sports only. So if you came here for celebrities, for Meg Thee Stallion, for... Matter of fact, Meg and Clay might fit into sports now. Because Clay been kind of playing like dog shit. So Meg might fit into the Klay Thompson category. But if you came here for the other fuckery, the fucking Krishan getting jumped and Compton and all the fucking celebrity fuckery, this episode is not for you. Well, we're going to try to make this episode sports only, but we also going to dive into some of the drama, some of the juice. We know Michigan State head coach Shedeur Moore, I believe I'm saying his name right, Shedeur Moore, was fired from Michigan State. Boo this nigga. In the climate we live in now, how could you fuck up a job that is paying you? I believe he was making just under $6 million a year. I know you're lying, bitch.
Ooh, you a lie.
And you fucked it up because you had a side piece. Now, Shedeur Moore is married. He has 3 daughters. And he fucked it up because he couldn't let go of his fucking side piece. Now, this story, when it first came out, it was kind of troubling because I heard he got fired. And it really wasn't as much information as I would have liked to have had at that time, because over here at the LCP, come on,
Brand
baby.
new LCP.
We like to get some facts. We like to get the details. We don't like to react off the bullshit. But new details kept emerging, slowly over time. He was fired. Then when they said he was arrested, I'm like, nigga, he was arrested for having a side piece? That was over the age of 18. Some shit don't make no sense. But as time kept going, 911 calls came out, and I'm going to step aside. We're going to dive into some of the details from this case.
University of Michigan head football coach Shedeur Moore is only growing. Local authorities telling NBC News their investigation into an alleged assault is ongoing and that Moore will be arraigned later today, though he has not yet been formally charged. It comes as NBC News obtained this audio from Wednesday afternoon of a 911 dispatcher describing a chaotic call from an Ann Arbor home. Public records show a female university employee has an apartment there.
Called the caller, told her there's a male at the location and the house attacking her. The state's been stalking her for months.
Moore's name is not mentioned on the audio, and so far, police have not commented on whether he's connected to the...
Now I want to pause for a second. Look, Shedeur Moore. Look, if you married and you got a wife at home and you got kids and you got a side piece, there's no reason for you to be stalking your fucking side piece, okay? Having a side piece is something you need to have when you want to be discreet. Now, look, Shedeur Moore, I know you're probably not going to hear this shit, but when you stalk your side piece, you bring people in your fucking business. When you stalk your side piece, when you harass your side piece, like you already doing some shit you shouldn't be doing. The number one thing you need to focus on is keeping that shit as drama-free, calm, and discreet as fucking possible, because the person whose life can be fucked up the most between you two is yours. You are already her boss. You are her boss, and you fucking her. Don't stalk her. I don't give a fuck if you see her out there with 10 different niggas. That's not your business. Everybody does not deserve to have a fucking side piece. Like, plenty of people got side pieces. I've seen motherfuckers die and their side piece pop up at the fucking funeral. I mean, at that point, I don't give a fuck. I'm dead. I'm gone. If my wife, my girl get mad, that's on you, because I'm gone. I'm gone at that point. But one more time, if you got a side piece, okay, you're already doing some shit you shouldn't be doing. You got a wife at home. You got a family. Over here at the LCP, we're not encouraging you to have a side piece. But if you are bold enough to get one and she decides, you know what, like let's say his side piece found the man, and now she no longer wants to be the side fling. That is her right to make that decision. It is not up to you to now start stalking her. Again, I don't know if that's what the fuck happened. But we just gonna assume. Nigga, you're fucked up.
Assault. But the fallout stemming from his abrupt termination by the school and his arrest just hours later sending shockwaves through the sports world.
It's sad. It affects real lives. I feel terrible for his family.
The university revealing it found credible evidence that Moore engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member and fired him for cause. His official Michigan bio, which is no longer online, listed Moore as married with 3 children. The stunning turn of events have been the talk of campus here in Ann Arbor.
And I was just kind of confused why they were firing him at first. And then, obviously, when I found out why, it makes sense.
After several years as an assistant at UM, the 39-year-old took over when former head coach Jim Harbaugh left for the NFL following Michigan's 2023 national championship season.
We're going to operate this thing from now on in 3 phases. The process, the pursuit, the standard.
Now, just weeks before the Wolverines are set to play in the Citrus Bowl, and on the heels of the early signing period for incoming college freshmen, the program has been thrown into chaos.
Players who just signed letters of intent. Players who are there who are wondering what the hell happened with Coach Moore.
Big questions around one of college football's most storied teams.
Good point there from Rich Eisen, Shaq. Shaq, so, what's next when it comes to the university's investigation?
Well, Craig, the university president released a statement overnight. It was addressed to faculty and students, but he said that the university's investigation that triggered this sequence of events is ongoing and called on anyone with information to reach out and share that with investigators. Meanwhile, he said that Sharon's conduct represented a breach of trust, and he called this entire episode a painful event for the university community, Craig.
All right. Shaq Brewster there for us from
Sharon Moore, one more time before I leave this topic. Fuck you, nigga. Like, you are a black man. You had a job at one of the most prestigious college football schools, and you fucked it up. You fucked it up. You got the job after fucking Harbaugh was already at the fucking job. You know, he was already being investigated for some other bullshit he was doing. He went to the NFL. You got the job handed down to you. You was doing a good job this year. Great job last year. Good job this year. And you fucked it up because you had a side piece. Now, it was rumors going around for months that, you know what, he was doing some fucked up shit. Like, his name kept popping up, like, in the news that I was checking the blogs and shit. But this is the first time we had confirmation. And, nigga, you broke into a fucking house. You grabbed some fucking butter knives and scissors and threatened to kill yourself. Like, do y'all see how fucking dumb this story is, nigga? Now, to get away from that and move on now, last week when I was watching ESPN and I seen that Phillip Rivers was coming back to the NFL, I was like, nigga, Phillip Rivers last played in the NFL 5 years ago. He is 44 years old. He has 10 kids. He is a grandfather. But he came back yesterday and played his first game in the NFL in over 5 years. But first, I want to clap it up for him because I ain't gonna lie. Like, he didn't look too bad, but you could tell the nigga about to be 45 years old. Now, when I first seen that the Colts had signed him, I was like, is Colin Kaepernick not alive no more? Again, I don't want to bring this back to Colin Kaepernick, but Phillip Rivers is 44 years old. Colin Kaepernick is 38 years old. Anybody who watched Phillip Rivers return yesterday, you can see that motherfucker couldn't run. Now, in his entire career, he was never a runner. He was never a runner. He was never a track star, okay? He was never somebody who was going to pull off a fucking Michael Vick type play. But seeing him yesterday, I mean, it was one time, you know, they hiked the ball, he got the ball, the nigga fell down in slow motion, he got up in even slower motion. God damn. And y'all telling me Colin Kaepernick couldn't do better than this shit, but now it was after the game when, you know, they had the press conference and Phillip Rivers was talking. That's when I became inspired. And I was like, you know what? I can see why he came back. Because, like I said, the man played in the NFL last 5 years ago. He's the coach of a football team. So you left your team and you moved on. And at the press conference at the end of the game, he broke down. And that's when I began to see, you know what? Okay, I see why you came back. I see why you came back so that you can inspire your family, you know, your football team and people in general. So this is some of Phillip Rivers after the game, sitting down, emotional, expressing some of the feelings that he's had since having his first game back. Talk to me, Phillip.
Maybe, maybe it will, I don't know, inspire or teach, to not to run or be scared of what may or may not happen, Hopefully, certainly I think of my sons and those ball players, that I'm in charge of at the school, that they'll say, like, crap, coach wasn't scared. You know what I mean? It's like, shoot, sometimes there is doubt, and it's real. And again, the guaranteed safe bet is to go home or to not go for it. And the other one is, shoot, let's see what happens.
I got to clap it up because, he's right. At the end of the day, like, no matter how much I want to say, nigga, you're 45 years old. Nigga, you look old, you look slow. Now, he still could throw a good ball. He was throwing that motherfucker. Pause. That shit sound gay. He was throwing the football, not his ass, okay? But I do respect and I commend him for coming back because I know that must have been fearful for him. Coming back after having a Hall of Fame career. Coming back potentially not. Now, again, he didn't look the same. But he could have looked way worse, but I just feel it's always, to me, going to come back to Colin Kaepernick, man, because I feel bad the fact that his career ended how it did. He still kept himself in shape, still in great athletic shape, could throw a football. He led a team to the fucking Super Bowl, but his career ended because he decided to take a knee during the fucking national anthem. Now, with all the fucking quarterback injuries going on now, Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL. But at the end of the day, the Chiefs got eliminated anyway, so it really don't fucking matter. But when I watch some of these fucking quarterbacks, some of these backup quarterbacks, some of these fucking journeyman quarterbacks that keep taking the field in the NFL, and I'm looking at these motherfuckers like these motherfuckers is not better than Colin Kaepernick. They not. But now to move on, Shedeur Sanders, god damn. So now when it comes to Shedeur, like the one thing I do love about Shedeur Sanders is the fact that every situation he's been placed in the NFL, he has remained professional. He has responded to everything in the most professional, mature manner. Because anybody who watches the Cleveland Browns know that the fucking coach, Kevin Stefanski, whatever the fuck his name is, he wants Shedeur to fail. Last week Shedeur had a great game, over 300 yards, fucking 4 touchdowns. And you guys have seen it by now. The last play of the game, 2-point conversion to tie the shit up and potentially go to overtime. They took Shedeur out. They ran a fucking dumbass play that was stuffed out. Boo that nigga. They started fucking Joe Flacco. They put in Dillon Gabriel. Dillon Gabriel looked like a piece of shit. Again, only take my word for it because I know Dillon Gabriel, he's in the NFL, so he has talent. But he looked like a piece of shit on the fucking field, okay? They went to Shedeur, and it's like every fucking play call, they doing some bullshit. They taking him out the game, putting him back in, doing the Wildcat. You can tell that the team don't trust him. It be fucking 3rd and 10, and they fucking do a run play on 3rd and fucking 15. Nigga, I know you're lying, bitch.
Ooh, you a lie.
But now yesterday, man, he had a bad fucking game, man. He had a bad fucking game. And after the game, at the press conference, they asked Shedeur, they said, do you fear potentially losing your job, your starting job? This is what he had to say.
Losing your job or anything like that when he said something like that?
You know what league we in? Yeah, you can lose your job at any point in time. Sure. So you don't play with fear. When you live and play in fear, then you'll never be yourself, So I don't play or live in fear. Whatever situation I'm in. Whatever happens, it happens, But I live each moment and try to live each day to the fullest.
I respect it. Fuck it. Because like he said, no matter what the fuck you do, you could lose your job any fucking second. So when you step out there and you on that fucking football field, fuck it. As the kids say, YOLO, bitch. You only live once. Like the life of a fucking NFL athlete is very slim. So when you get out there, especially when the odds are already against you, you was a fucking 5th round draft pick. So many teams passed over you. When you get out there, you got to do whatever the fuck you got to do to potentially get your team the victory. And do I think he's going to be back with Cleveland next year? I don't. I think this is his first and only year in Cleveland, unless the fucking owner and the coaches change and they decide, you know what, we going to keep him. But speaking of some shit being over, man, we going to clap it up for the run of the Kansas City Chiefs. Over the past 5 to 6 seasons, man, the Kansas City Chiefs have dominated the fucking NFL, but that's over. Yesterday, Patrick Mahomes, he tore his ACL. God damn, nigga.
Jesus Christ.
And then to go with that, the Kansas City Chiefs were eliminated from playoff contention, which means this is probably the first season, probably in about 5 years, where the Chiefs are not going to be in the fucking Super Bowl. Like, just think about that shit. Like, that is a modern day run. Like how when fucking Golden State had they run in the NBA, and like every fucking time you turned your head and you turned your head back the other way, they was in the fucking finals. Well, it's done for the Chiefs. He tore his ACL. Recently, after the game, they interviewed Coach Andy Reid, but that was confirmed late last night that he tore his ACL. And they spoke about it a little bit on NFL on NBC. They dived into the torn ACL, what this means for the Chiefs, and also what this might mean for Travis Kelce. Like, Travis Kelce is towards the end of his career. The Chiefs might have to do a soft rebuild. Does Travis Kelce want to come back and continue to play, or do he want to ride off into the sunset with Taylor Swift? But this is what NFL on NBC had to say regarding that torn ACL. Come on, baby, talk to your nigga.
We want him to get well soon, but hard to see him going down and ultimately suffering the season-ending injury.
Yeah, you could argue this guy's been the best player in the NFL for the last decade. He's just a phenomenal player, one of the all-time great quarterbacks. And I say this all the time about him. Line one for Patrick, for me, is his competitiveness. In all these big games, he's the guy that always makes the plays. He always fights through adversity. That's why they've been so successful. This is a sad day for me, a guy who loves football and plays the game the right way, but there's no doubt in my mind, like he said in the tweet, this guy will be back.
Yeah, and it was tough all year for the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, the fixtures of this organization, they weren't the stars that they've been this year. They weren't the best players at their position, and that led to this Chiefs team ultimately looking outside in when it talks about the playoffs.
Yeah, so those were our AFC champions. We're going to have a new AFC champion this year.
Hey, man, shout out to NFL on NBC for that coverage, but I want to end this off, man, LeBron James. Now, LeBron James, I have nothing bad to say about LeBron. LeBron James has been in the fucking NBA since I was in high school. I am a grown-ass man. My son is about to be 11 years old next month, and LeBron James has been in the NBA since I was in fucking high school. It's nothing I can do but clap it up. Nigga, I was about 13, 14 years old at school, at the fucking lunch table, arguing about LeBron James. I'm a grown-ass man. And LeBron James is still in the fucking NBA playing not at the level he used to play at, but he is playing at a significantly higher level than anybody should be playing at 41 or 40, whatever the fuck age he is. But it's time to retire. Now, a couple days ago, man, LeBron James had a dunk. He posterized the motherfucker. And when I tell you, he got no lift. Like, if you look back 10 years, again, I understand he's getting older, but he posterized the motherfucker. The nigga got 2 inches off the ground. Now, again, he dunked the ball, clap it up, that's it, fuck that. He dunked the ball, but he got about 5 inches off the fucking ground. Now, I know he had sciatica, whatever the fuck he had on his back, but LeBron James, this should be your last year. Chris Paul got released from the fucking Clippers for doing some bullshit, I guess overstepping his boundaries, whatever the fuck the coach said he did. Look, LeBron, you need to follow Chris Paul on the way out and just move on, nigga. Because I hate when I see my greats. I hate when I see the legends overstay their welcome. You look at Kobe Bryant. Like, we love to believe that we have our whole life ahead of us. Kobe Bryant retired. He had maybe 3 or 4 years before he passed away. There's no guarantee you're going to retire and then live the next 30 to 40 or 50 fucking years. We don't know how much time you have left. So when I see athletes overstay their welcome, play into their 40, now they looking like a shell of themselves. They're looking dusty and fucking burnt out on the court. LeBron, you could have retired 2 seasons ago. You a legend. I understand you want to break every fucking record in the book, but it's time, my brother. It's time. It's no need to be out there looking like fucking Phillip Rivers, 44, 45 fucking years old. Nigga, how old you want to play, nigga? Like, my son gonna be in fucking college and you gonna be in the NBA with Bryce, with Bronny. What's the daughter name? Ziri, whatever the fuck the girl name is. LeBron, it's time to hang it up. You a legend. You are an icon in all of our eyes, man. Again, I'm not the biggest LeBron fan, but one thing I'm not a hater. LeBron James has been at the top level probably since he was a kid, man. So LeBron James, let this be your last year. And you guys out there, man, who stayed locked in, who stepped into the first ever sports-only episode of that LCP. Hit me on IG. Let me know. Do you want more sports episodes? Should this be a one and done? Let me know what you want. Y'all know what time it is. This is that. Come on.
Brand new LCP.
Sports on the block.